Is it possible to make $1 million in sports betting? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Yeah, that's about as real as this mustache that I got on my face right now. But in this video, I want to go ahead and tell you guys that there is a strategy that almost nobody uses in the sports betting industry. And it's going to show you exactly how you can actually turn your bankroll into $1 million. Welcome back, guys. If you guys are new around here, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports, and this channel is dedicated to helping you become a more profitable sports bettor. So if you guys like this video and like our other videos, make sure you go and smash that like button. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the laptop and I'm going to show you guys exactly how are we going to make $1 million bankroll. So this is going to be the secret to turning a 10K bankroll into a $1 million bankroll. Now, you can do this with smaller bankrolls, obviously, but the end result is not going to be $1 million if you start smaller than what I'm telling you right now, which is 10K. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right, so step one, what you want to do is you're going to want to take your 10K bankroll and you're going to want to break it down. You want to break it down into 1% unit sizes. Your 1% unit size now is going to be $100. So for an example, your 10K bankroll equals $100 units. Step two, you want to set yourself a goal. This is the goal that we set ourselves up to, so I'm using that as an example. You want to set yourself a goal to hit 10 units gained per month. This is what we attain year by year by year. If you guys want to learn more about actually how you can do this and how you can gain 10 units a month being coached by me one-on-one, go down in the description, guys, and make sure you guys click the link. So without further ado, let's get to that next step now. Step three, each month you want to reassess your bankroll and you're going to want to correlate that with your new unit size. You're probably thinking, what does that even mean? That kind of sounds a little confusing. So here's an example of what that looks like. So let's say you start out with the 10K bankroll. You're starting out with a $100 unit size. All right, you hit 10 units that month. You make total bankroll is 11,000 at the end of that month. What does that mean? You're reassessing your unit size. So now you're betting 1% of your new bankroll. So that would be 11K. You'd be betting 1% of that now, which equals $110 unit size is what you would be betting for that next month. Now, step four, what are you going to do is you're going to continuously do this month to month to month to month. You're going to reassess your bankroll, structure your unit size to go along with it. Reassess your bankroll, structure your unit size to go along with it. All right, you're going to do this continuously for 18 months. So now you're probably thinking, what does that look like? What does it look like actually a visual? What does it look like after 18 months of doing that consistently using compound interest? That is what almost nobody does in the sports betting industry, is use compound interest. So what does it look like when you're using compound interest for 18 straight months? This is what it looks like. So you started out in your first month, you're at $1,100. Let's fast forward down to month 8. Month 8, you've pretty much doubled your bankroll. Now you're at $21,390 in month 8. Now let's keep on going. Month 12, now you've tripled. In 1 year, you've tripled your bankroll because now you're at $31,290. Now, to round this out on month 18, you're at a $60,920 bankroll. Why did I tell you to stop right there? Why did I stop this right here? Because now your new unit size going into month 19 is $609. So it gets very complicated. That's where we get into step 5 here. So it gets complicated after month 18 because you are going to need multiple sportsbook accounts, because the reason why, you're going to either get limited or you're going to be banned altogether. Trust me, this happens, all right? You have to adjust accordingly. You never want to bet more than $500 at any sportsbook because you will. I'm not saying you might, but you will. You will get limited or you will get banned altogether and you can never use that sportsbook ever again. All right, so make sure you guys listen if you're going to follow this type of strategy out. Even if you're not going all the way to this and trying to make $1 million with it, but if you're betting over $500 as your unit size already, you need to know this. If you're going to win and you are a winner, you are going to be limited or you're going to be banned. So what does it look like, for an example, once you get, that high level unit size and you're betting now $609? What should you do? So the example, what it looks like here is, let's just take 3 sportsbooks for an example. Sportsbook A, you're going to take a $203 wager. Then Sportsbook B, you're going to do the same thing. Sportsbook C, you're going to do the exact same thing. So now you have your 609 unit size spread across 3 different sports books. No red flags because all you're betting is basically $200. Now this correlates with, as the bigger your unit size gets, the more sports books you're going to be splitting this up against. And what is really challenging at this level is You got to find the same odds. You got to be able to get the same numbers, or close to the same numbers at least. Because if you don't, you could be winning one and losing another. If a game is 1 point off and here and there, you got to be able to have the same odds split up between multiple sportsbooks. It becomes very, very complicated at this level because you really need somebody to teach you exactly how to do this when you get to this type of level, or you're just going to get banned and then you're not even going to be able to place any type of wager whatsoever, and you're going to be able to just bet $100, because sometimes sportsbooks will limit you. I'm gonna tell you this: they won't ban you altogether. They'll limit you down all the way to $1, $2 bets. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna be placing bets for $1 or $2 when you have a bankroll that's up to like 60,000. So that's why I told you have to stop after month 18 and really reassess of what you're gonna do there. Make sure you have multiple sportsbooks. Make sure you're splitting your wagers up. Make sure you're getting the close enough odds at every wager that you are placing, and make sure that you're not placing one single wager over $500. Let's go to step 6. You're going to want to continue the process that we discussed in step 3, which is that reassessing your bankroll and then readjusting your unit size, accordingly. Once you're splitting up your unit size between multiple sports books, remember, never place a wager over $500. This is very vital to this when you're getting into the higher steps of this strategy. The higher steps you get, more sports books you need, the more you got to split that wager up. That's why you don't hear about this really in the industry. You hear about, guys hitting maybe a 25-team parlay, a 10-team parlay that they put, $100,000 on. Yeah, they make $1 million like that. But that's not what we're doing here, all right? That's unrealistic. So once you're looking at this, you hear me talking, you're probably thinking, so month 18, we're at $60,000. How do we get to $1 million? So that's what I'm going to go over now. This is what it looks like to get to $1 million. To get to $1 million bankroll, this is what you're going to entail. This is how you should have it tracked. This is what it should look like. Let's go to month 24. We're 2 years into this strategy. Now our bankroll is $107,890. We got a hefty unit size that we're betting there. So what would you be doing? You would be splitting that up between multiple sports books all over. You'd have accounts all over the place. Now, this ain't going to work for you if you only have a bookie. If you only have a bookie, you don't have access to other sports books, you're never going to get to this level. You have to have multiple sports books. Let's go to month 36. Month 36, what are we at? We're at $372,330. We're above $250,000. We're almost up to that $500,000 mark. Now, as you guys are looking at these numbers right now, you can see what compound interest does. Nobody uses this in sports betting. It's never talked about in sports betting whatsoever. It's talked about in the stock market and stuff like that, but not sports betting. Look what happens when you are using compound interest in sports betting and you're hitting your goal of what you set your goal to be. You are drastically starting to move that bankroll the more money that you get. So now let's go ahead. Month 40. Month 40, we surpassed $500,000 now. And not long after that, you're going to hit that $1 million mark, which is your 47th month. You're hitting $1 million. You will have $1 million bankroll. Obviously, you're not going to have that in one sports book. You're going to have that across maybe 10, 15, 20 sports books that you have access to. Altogether, yes, your bankroll could be $1 million, but you're not going to see that one number in one sports betting account. It took 3 years and 11 months to obtain a $1 million bankroll through discipline, consistency, and obviously winning, because that's what you got to do. This is exactly the structure you need if you are hitting 10 units a month. And like I said, that's just emulating what we do here and based off of our result. You can obtain $1 million bankroll, but you want to know what is the most challenging part probably of this is the discipline and the consistency. It's very hard for people to do it for even a month. Imagine having to stick to this and do this for 4 years. Now, I know a couple of people who actually have been able to do that have been able to stay disciplined for 4 years and do this. It is possible, guys, to do this. It's very complicated, but it's not impossible. It can be done, and it takes high-level strategies, and it takes high-level discipline and money management to be able to reach your goal of a bankroll worth $1 million. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you guys go over and check out these other videos just as well, because they might help you just as much as the one that you just watched. All right, guys, as always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.